Today for you, I'm going to make a very simple but hearty potato and cabbage vegetable dish. It is really delicious. It comes together really quickly, and you can make this all year round because the ingredients are available all year round. It just requires potatoes, a little bit of onion, and then cabbage. So come along and let's see how we make our delicious potato and cabbage vegetable dish. To make our cabbage subji, we need a small head of cabbage. This literally is the smallest head of cabbage I've ever seen. A small onion, and then 2 medium-sized potatoes. I also have here 1 teaspoon of ajwain or carom seeds and about 3 sliced green Thai chili peppers. And then I'll show you the spices that we need in a bit. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and cut my potatoes in bite-sized pieces, slice my onions and my cabbage. So here I have my potatoes cut into bite-sized pieces. And then here are my sliced onions and my sliced cabbage. We're going to saute the potatoes first, and then we're going to add the cabbage and the onion mixture. That's why I have them two separated. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have a pretty deep pan on medium heat, and then I have added 1 tablespoon of just regular canola oil. And then once the oil gets hot, I'm going to add my ajwain seeds and my green chili peppers, and then my diced potatoes. You want a deeper pan because the cabbage is bulky. It will cook down, but initially it's pretty bulky, so that's why I have a pretty deep pan. So let's go ahead and test our oil and see. And it's not ready yet, so give it a couple more seconds. Okay, our oil looks like it's ready. So I'm gonna add the ajwain and the green chili peppers if you're using it. If you're not using the green chilies, then just the ajwain. And this you don't have to cook for long. I don't want the ajwain seeds to burn. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my potatoes. This is a really good vegetable to make because you can make this all year round. Cabbage is available all year round. Potatoes, of course, are available all year round. So this is nice to make because you don't need like a summer vegetables to make this. And this is really delicious subji. All right, so I'm gonna saute this for a minute and then add my spices. Cover it and cook it for another 5 minutes before I add my cabbage and onion. So this dish requires very simple spices. I have some chili powder, red chili pepper powder, turmeric, this is coriander powder, and then salt. And initially I'm only using 1 teaspoon of each, but then I'll use the same spices to layer between the cabbage layer so that the spice is distributed throughout. And I'll show you what I mean when I make it. But initially all I need, and so the whole dish only needs these spices. Now again, remember this is just the red pepper powder. It's not the Mexican chili powder. So I know I keep saying chili powder, but it's the red pepper powder. So it's just red chilies ground up. So please know the difference between that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add this and then stir my potatoes and then cover it and let it cook for about 5 minutes. Okay, so I have stirred all my spices in the potatoes, and I'm gonna cover it and then let it cook for a few minutes before adding the cabbage and the onion. And the spice proportion again is to taste. If you are not used to eating spicy food, don't add as much as the red pepper powder. If you want more salt, add more salt. If you want less salt, add less salt. So again, the proportion of spices are completely up to you. It's the method that I'm showing you. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes and the potatoes have had a chance to saute nicely in my oil and spices. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add my cabbage in batches. So I've added about half of my cabbage, and I'm going to just add a little bit of salt and a little bit of turmeric powder in this layer. So very little salt. And then just a little bit of turmeric powder. Now today it doesn't make a difference because I don't have that much quantity of cabbage. But when I'm making a large quantity of cabbage, this method is really important because it distributes the spice at every level. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the remaining of my cabbage and then mixture. And then mix everything up and then turn the heat to very low and then let it cook for a few minutes. All right, so I have added all my cabbage and onions to the potato mixture and I've stirred everything. And now I'm going to cover it and let it cook on low heat until the potatoes have cooked thoroughly and the cabbage has softened. So that's it. It's so simple recipe. It literally took us 5 minutes of prep time just to slice all the vegetables. And then now it's going to cook for about 15 minutes. So again, this is another vegetable that you can have it ready in under half hour. Okay, so we have covered it and we're gonna let this cook for about 15 minutes. And occasionally do check it to make sure it's not sticking. If it is sticking on the bottom, you can add like a couple teaspoon or tablespoon of water. Not too much water though, because this is a very dry vegetable. We wanted to eat, there's no gravy to it. So you wanna make sure that you add very little water, just enough so that nothing is sticking on the bottom. So it's been about 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and check on this. See how it's going. It's coming along great. It's not sticking on the bottom. The steam kicks in and so it doesn't stick on the bottom. Let's test our potato. The potato is cooked. I want to cook the cabbage just a little bit longer. I don't want the cabbage to be crunchy. So I want it a little bit softer than that. But the potato's cooked. So at this point, you can eat it if you like a little crunchy cabbage. But I'm going to cook it about 5 more minutes and then we're done. It's a very easy recipe. And our cabbage and potato dish is done. I'm going to finish it now with just a little bit of pepper, black pepper. This is about a 1/4 teaspoon. Like I said, whenever you put turmeric, always put black pepper. They go really well together. And I'm also going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala. You don't have to, it's optional if you have it. It's just a nice touch. But otherwise, this is finished. Super delicious, really easy to make. So let's go ahead and plate our cabbage and potato subji. And here it is, our big bowl of cabbage and potato subji. If you're used to eating cabbage in a coleslaw or any other way, give this a try. This is really delicious, very easy to make, and really nutritious. Don't forget to share and subscribe to this channel, and I really hope you enjoy making this subji.